Hey guys, and welcome to another Juicy Bits video. Today I've got Kate Volman back in the studio, and we want to share some wisdom with you about a topic that is really pressing for a lot of business owners. And unfortunately, this is kind of the one negative thing or bad thing about being online in a business today, and that is
getting negative online reviews. It's the worst.
the nail in the coffin. No matter how much hard work you put into your business, how great your product and service is, all that blood, sweat, and tears goes out the window when the first thing somebody finds when they Google your business is a not so nice review.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to talk about making this part of your marketing plan, being deliberate and not just hoping that you don't get a bad review. Hope is not a strategy, as they like to say. So we've got 4 tips for you guys today that you can actually implement in your business that will help you prevent getting negative online reviews. And so Kate, tell them what the first one is.
Okay, the first one is to never let anyone leave unhappy. So before anyone walks out the door, make sure you ask them about their experience. And if they didn't have a good experience, do whatever it takes to make sure that you take care of them. And, sometimes that might even be not necessarily what they say, but how they say it. So when somebody's saying, how was your experience? Sometimes people aren't necessarily, they don't want to complain. They don't want to say it was bad. But you can kind of tell. So just kind of digging in a little bit deeper and asking those questions and making sure that they walk away feeling really, really positive about the experience they had with you.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you business owners are hearing Kate say that and you're thinking, well, yeah, there's no way I'm going to let a customer leave my office or my facility unhappy. But it's not necessarily you that's going to know this. It might be the frontline employees who are very often young or even new, and they're doing whatever they can to avoid the conflict. And if you've got an employee throwing a fit in your front office, in your lobby, then a lot of employees are just going to do whatever they can to get that person out of the office. And that really leads us to tip number two, which is investing in the right training for your frontline employees. This should never be the first time they're experiencing this problem in real life. If you use role play and you have good conversations with your employees about what you would do, and hey, when this happens, this is what we like to do, or if something ever happens and you're not sure what to do, this is the culture we have here. This is the philosophy we have behind solving that. Don't let that customer leave without remedying that.
And you want to make sure too that they feel like they can take care of it and they don't always have to pick up the phone and call the manager or call somebody else there. Making a lot of times it's little things that the manager's going to do anyway. So if you have those processes in place.
Don't let that training be, if a customer's ever unhappy, come get me. You know what I mean? They need to be able to think on their feet because there may not be enough time to come get you. It's really well known that at the Ritz-Carlton hotels, every employee at all levels are able to do anything they need to do to solve a customer's problem, up to about $200 in expense without needing any approval from anybody else. Do you have that kind of, are you investing and empowering your employees in that kind of manner? I think it's really important if you're talking about, mitigating these problems and basically avoiding this online bad reputation. So we talked about, earlier, I heard in a book this morning, it was called Predictable Revenue, and they said that the term today is frictionless karma. There's no friction to karma anymore. So if you do something bad to a customer, if you have a bad product, it's going to be out there on the internet right away, and it's going to come right back to you. So it's faster than ever. So,
and it's true. Business owners, they know. I mean, people are we're talking about it a lot more because, like we were talking about, if you have a bad experience, you're going to go on Yelp or you're going to go online and give a bad review. If you have a great experience, you're not going to. You don't really have the incentive to do so.
Yeah, we tell a lot more people when we have a bad experience than we have a good experience.
Absolutely.
Right? So tip number 3 is a little thing you can do whenever a customer is about to leave your facility or you're about to hang up the phone with a customer. Always ask, is there anything else I can do for you today? If the last thing that the customer says to you is no, you've solved all my problems, or that's everything I need today, then you're basically subconsciously reminding them that you've done a great job, you've handled all of their needs, and then if they ever need anything else, all they have to do is pick up the phone and call you again or come back in, and that you're always going to be a smiling face ready to take on their next challenge. So it's an easy tip. Just make sure the last thing you say to the customer is always, is there anything else I can do for you today? And it's going to go a long way.
Absolutely. And that reminds me of any time you're calling like a credit card company or on the phone or anyone that you're calling, like those call centers, they're trained so well.
Yeah.
Because that's how they really end every phone call.
Absolutely. You heard it. Now that we've put it in your ear, I bet you'll notice it the next 3 times you call somebody like that.
Okay, the 4th tip is to create that human connection. You know, it's a lot more, people are going to be a lot more hesitant to go online and write a bad review if you have a great culture and everyone was really nice, and maybe there was a mistake or two that was made or something happened while they were at your facility or at your business. But if you were very personable and very friendly and very nice, you know, that person's not going to want to jump on and write a bad review about you.
Yeah, people like to write bad reviews about anonymous companies that did them wrong. You know, not Sally, who was going out of her way trying to make everything right, and something, you know, the product didn't arrive on time, or there just wasn't enough space to take the reservation, or whatever it was. It just, when you have that human connection, you know, it really reminds people that, you know, people are imperfect and things are going to happen.
So that goes kind of back to what you were talking about, training and role playing and just creating that culture of customer service.